I just think, honestly, you're too stupid to understand them.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you, you lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a fucking don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth. It's because I'm better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because you are not a traditional man.
Chuck.
You sniz licker? They see you lick sniz. It's hilarious to me when these podcasters get called out for not living the lives that they promote.
It don't really matter when you dealing with simpy niggas, because when you are living a life you promote, they still got an excuse for you. Take me for existence. Married for 16 years to the same woman, no infidelity. I didn't want the open marriage. This was her motherfucking idea. They can't wait to say, oh, it's other dude. No, she don't even want other niggas around. She want other chicks around. That's because she like other no, my guy. Because she said, I don't want to be her boyfriend. Yuck, gross, get away from me, bitch. And she'll tell you, this nigga was finna divorce me.
In my situation, my husband has been checking me my entire marriage because I was in such deep denial about the situation. I could not see what he was saying that I was doing. It wasn't until I started to recognize the behaviors in other women that I was like, wait a minute, is that the thing that I do? Especially my mother. When she would do it to me, I would hear myself saying to my mom the exact same stuff my husband would be saying to me. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, is this what he's talking about? Oh my God. My husband's patience has been worn so thin because he's been trying to explain this stuff to me year after year after year after year. I don't have the luxury of just being like, okay, well, I'll work on it. How much do you expect for a person to keep dealing with that level of abuse before they just be like, all right, enough is enough. It's already been 12 years. This is why the topic of this video is, do you want to be rich or do you want to be right?
I had to stop being like you angry hoes before this nigga threw me away. All right, let me set up this part of the video right fast. This is some footage Gypsy shot when her and I were at the mall with the kids. This was many years ago. You see my son right there? These 2 girls volunteered to take my son and daughter on the merry-go-round. And it was around this time that Gypsy was like, you know what, let me stop playing around because why are these hoes so comfortable just walking up to you and talking to you? Furthermore, why are you so smooth and not jittery and all when they are over here? They're totally enjoying themselves. So I just wanted to set that up. Let's go. And these dudes will do, I swear to God, they're like LeBron James fans. They'll move the goalposts and change the argument so much so that I'm happy that this brother came out with this. That's soon to be the next meme right here.
Bro, if you want a baddie, you gotta have money. If you ain't got no money, she don't like you, Jacob. I once had a baddie take the bus with me and I told her we were taking a field trip. She showed up wearing a name tag just to make it fun. Bleh. Second day, she wanted to go snorkeling, but that was against my budget's religion, so I took her to the aquarium. She saw Nemo just fine, but through the glass, really? Sister, only thing I had to offer was good vibe suggestions and praying hands. She said, well, what do you bring to the table? And I told her napkins and cranberry sauce, the canned kind. Sister, but she likes me.
All that being said, I took 4 minutes to get to the point of it don't matter if you're living that life. You weird dudes have been weird since we been in Pampers, y'all. You was always a lame dude. You never got chicks. You never had hands. You always got snapped on. You were never yourself. No one ever accepted you for who you were, and that is what made you an incel. You didn't believe in your own self. You just blaming everybody around you for your inability to love yourself. That ain't my job, nigga. Now, let's get back into what this dude is talking about. Because I would have jumped out the birthday cake and said, well, what does my wife have to do with you not being smart enough to understand this concept? But that's just me.
Andrew Wilson, Wilson, is a fucking weirdo. He says the most egregious shit about women and all kinds of things, right? When that creator right there told him the truth about his wife, like, yeah, you said you want a traditional woman and you pick on people who are not traditional women. Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before, which is the truth, apparently, right? And he gets angry and starts to personally attack her. You lick sniz. You see, don't talk about my wife. Oh, he's literally talking about her. He called her stupid, so she went back on the attack and told the truth. This community note is hilarious. It says Rachel Wilson, Andrew Wilson's wife, has had 5 children with 3 different men. One of the children being out of wedlock, which goes against the traditional values Andrew Wilson speaks on. Yes, he is literally a hypocritical weirdo. He just says stupid shit to enrage people and to get clicks and whatnot, and people keep putting him on platforms. He does not live the life he promotes, and then tries to pick on other people who don't live the life that he promotes.
Going back to these fresh and fit dudes, the dark-skinned one hit a chick raw, begged her to not keep the kid. The other dude got wild money, had his chick stolen by a dude on rollerblades. But at the same time, he'll say this:
stop being fucking simps. These guys on YouTube that are giving y'all advice or whatever, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because not only are we here in Miami, where the girls are the most hypergamous, we're in the West, we're dealing with the craziest, whoriest of these. No one is giving y'all a better view of contemporary dating than us. These tradcons, with all due respect, don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're telling you walk down an aisle with a that quite frankly doesn't fucking deserve it. Because no one else tells y'all the truth about these hoes.
Then you need a role model. Or a hug or something.
Hypocritical, it's narcissistic, it's fucking weird, man. And this is me in no way trying to dunk on people to have multiple kids with multiple people. I'm not saying, this is not me trying to dunk on you. I'm just saying it's so hypocritical when people like him or people who watch him or follow him or promote that stupid shit, like they're not living that life, but they try to clown people that are also not living that life. You see how he couldn't, he start stuttering. You told the truth about me, so I'm gonna attack you. You like women. You like sniz. What 40-something-year-old man says the word sniz? Like, she literally short-circuited him. Like he short-circuited right there because he was fucking pissed. That's what happens when you call a narcissistic person out to their face about something. They typically get angry as hell, and when they can't put their hands on you, they go to a personal attack.
In the context of an open relationship,
Okay.
why is being a housewife difficult? Before we talk about that, keep in mind we're talking about hypocrites really living that life and promoting something that you ain't even about.
Priceless resources that our husbands bring to the table. Problem solving. We women are very emotional creatures, and we have to let our emotions out. If we suppress them, we turn into crows who are just squawking and bitter and angry at everybody because we can't express ourselves the way that we really want to. This is where your man comes in. He's giving you real solutions. His emotions are not clouding his judgment. He understands your personality and the things that you can and cannot handle. So he is tailoring the solving of the problem for your specific personality as his woman. Girls, we can't do that with each other. We try to, but it doesn't really work because a lot of our girlfriends don't have any insight on life. They're just as confused as we are. Men have the capability naturally of absorbing our emotional output as women. Sadly, the side chick, she doesn't get this perk. That's why she's always demanding that her man leave the main girl to get with her, even though initially she agreed that she was okay being a side chick. So this is a benefit that husbands bring to the table to wives who are deserving of their love and attention.
Wait, was being a housewife difficult for you?
No, it was not. It wasn't difficult for me. It was difficult for some of the girls that had initially agreed to be the housewife when they came through the doors. Like, the agreement before they moved in was basically because a lot of them girls, they even found out that we had an open relationship because I was looking for a housewife. You know what I mean?
Well,
let's
backtrack a little bit. Why were you looking for a housewife? And what do you mean by a housewife?
So basically, I was telling all of my girlfriends, if you know a girl who needs a place to stay or wants a place to stay, and she doesn't have to pay any rent, she can go to work, she can save her money, she can do whatever she wants with her money, but outside of her usual work stuff, or she doesn't have to go to work, but whatever her schedule is, outside of that, at home, I need her to take over my household duties, like my chores, cooking, cleaning, laundry. I need her to take over those duties because I need to focus on other things. And at the time, other things included developing my doll channel, which was starting to boom at the time, you know, and I needed more time to work on videos, to edit, to engage with my viewers, because we were doing weekly lives on Instagram over there.
Something else you needed time to do was literally go on toy hunts where you would go to different towns and look for these
we would
exclusive
travel
dolls.
all the time, because when we lived in Carolina, the nearest big stores and shopping was like 40-minute drive away from our house.
In both directions.
Right, so we needed time to be able to go and do that stuff. So you already at the time, I feel like, weren't you working at home at that time?
Yeah.
So you were working from home. So you're like literally in front of the computer for hours at a time.
Hashtag internet money, brothers, for those who make
Yeah, and I
internet
was
money.
working full-time outside the house and doing YouTube. So that was going on, and then also that was at the beginning stages of some of my medical diagnoses, and I needed time to be able to go back and forth to the doctors so I could straighten out what I needed to do for my treatment. You know what I'm saying? So mad stuff was going on. The household itself was getting neglected because I'm not there with all this energy to contribute to that stuff. So I was like, let me find me a girl who can basically take over the nanny / housewife stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then basically, like, I'll take care of her financially. You know, I'm saying I will, but you know what I'm saying. If you know somebody who's interested in literally having free room and board in exchange for this, you know, service, then hit me up. You understand what I'm saying?
But you told them specifically, I want this girl to be a housewife. How did they react to that? Like, you're married. What do you mean you need somebody to be a housewife? What do you need, a maid?
The girls who knew we had an open relationship, they didn't ask me that stuff. They just understood why I was looking for these girls, and it wasn't a big thing to them because they already knew. Do you know what I mean? A couple of girls that were like, wait, what? You were looking for what? Like, you're married, you got a man in the house, you want some girl to just be walking around your house doing laundry and cooking for free? How does that gonna work? What does your husband think about that? You know what I'm saying? So
what would you tell them then?
Oh, I would just be like, nah, he's cool with it. We already discussed it. He said, whatever you need to do, that's what you could do. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would present it to them initially, just to get the conversation going. However, if they or their other friends that they would tell this to would be like, okay, I might be interested. What's the rest of the story? And then they would confer with me so that we could straighten out the details. You know what I'm saying? Then I would tell them up front, I would tell them, listen, don't be, if you agree to all the terms, this is what we're looking for, right? However, I need you to be aware, because we're not secretive people, that while you're living with us, you might see a bunch of different girls coming in and out the house because we have an open relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's rules to the relationship. We have a system here, and I can explain that to you if you want to hear what that is.
So you basically was telling the girls, don't feel like you're in this situation where most girls will say, oh, your man was doing this.
Yeah,
but
like
then,
I was like, you might see a girl come through when I'm at work, and then you might be like, what the f did I just witness? Like
it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah,
like, this is a good gig. Should I tell my girlfriend?
Exactly. So I was like, so if you find yourself in this position where you're like feeling compromised because you're like, oh shit, like he just went in the room and closed the door. Does she know that this bitch is over here? Like, I don't want you to freak out and then be texting me like, oh my God, you need to come home right now. Like some shit just went down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know how girls are. So I'm like, so you're not doing me a favor because you do that. Now here's the issue, okay? They would agree. They would say, yeah, I want to do that. I could do that. And I would be like, okay, that's what's up. So that's the agreement. No matter how things change or evolve or shift in our household as far as our personal relationships with each other, this is your main role, so you cannot deviate from this role. And if you do, we're going to take that as a breach of contract. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm no longer obligated to house you for free if you breach your role as the housewife. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So they agreed. So that was the agreement. Then they come through the doors. Then they move in. Then they come in and stake out the room that they want.
The room that they wanted?
Multiple free rooms. We could house at least comfortably. We could house at least 2 to 3 girls at one time.
Yeah.
On top of our children both having their own bedrooms and you and me having our bedroom. You know what I mean? That was the agreement. So some of the girls came through the door like that, right? Now here's the problem, that when they started seeing the other girls coming through and they saw the fun we were having with those girls, because some of these girls that were housewives, they would get left behind when we would go and do fun stuff because they at the house doing chores.
Wait, I just want to, because to me hearing it, I was there to see it, and to me hearing it right now, it sounds like this chick is Cinderella.
No, like, then you're not Cinderella. Don't you do chores at your own house? The place where you pay rent? Don't you wash your clothes there? Don't you wipe down your dining room tables when you're done? Don't you cook food? Don't you put the food away?
And then
you're doing the same shit you always do.
And then after you do that, as a woman, you like, what's that's going to take you 30, 40 minutes? After you clean that, you don't really got nothing else to do. Yeah.
Who the hell calling me? Oh my God.
Yeah, like I was saying, it don't matter if you live in a life you promote or not. Just as long as you don't get chicks and you're mad at chicks because you don't get chicks, you'll do great in this manosphere genre. Looking fresh and fit, which is why I think this guy got unfairly attacked by this guy. Some of you know this dude, and do yourself and him a favor. Don't send this to him because he don't want these intellectual problems with me.
I'm 31. I don't have any kids. I got a credit score of 803 exact.
Play the song for these independent hoes right quick.
I have 2 paid off cars. I'm about to close on my first house this year in May.
Lonely and dumb chick.
I'm releasing an app on iOS.
You could have been married in your 20s, but you had to be a lonely and dumb chick. Until next time.
Boom, boom,